ほどにまだ激励の空はどこまでも遠い。次第に青さ深めるスクリーン、映し出すのは夢の続き。あくび一つと大きく背伸び、春のせせらぎ一人大の地、遥か山の頂名残行き、季節またいで旅の道筋。頬をかすめ飛んでくつばめ、振り向きざまおはよう声かけられ、そろそろ行かねばせいのと腰上げ、それで一体どちらまで。それは時に早春そう旅の途中、つまり僕らに知れ下り、ぶらり侍気取りくらい、道連れ魂空へフライ、翼翻したらフライ、つまり僕らに知れ下り、ぶらり侍気取りくらい、道連れ魂空へフライ、翼翻したらフライ。いつか旅に出ることになるとは生まれた時から知っていました。ランドセル背負った小さな背中に誰かが呼ぶ声聞こえてました。過去帰りの夕焼け小道、懐かしさにまどろみ歩く日々、きっとずっと昔いた自分探し呼び覚ましやがて始まる旅。本をめくって歴史を紐解くよりものれの世界はずっと広く、スニーカーの底に響く感触、アスファルトの下眠る記憶、たどり旅浮かぶ現在から過去、僕は僕に出会うだろう。そして未来の僕が僕を見つける。それまでここでちょっと待ち伏せ、つまり僕らに知れ下り、ふらり侍気取りフライ、道連れ魂空へフライ、翼翻したらフライ、つまり僕らに知れ下り、ふらり侍気取りフライ、道連れ魂空へフライ、翼翻したらフライ。旅を始めて1年、
What's happening? Before we start on this video, before I start talking basically, I'd just like to say I'm completely brand new. I've never actually talked into a camera before. This is kind of a new thing, so it feels a bit weird, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't really have a script today. I've literally just got like this post-it note of like just points to talk about. First thing I wrote was background. I'm sure a lot of you that are watching this, friends and family, already know who I am, but for anyone who doesn't, hi, my name is Camille. I am half Thai, half Scottish, half Thai. My dad's Thai, my mum is Scottish. I'm currently at my house in Chumpon, just outside of Chumpon, not in Chumpon, but maybe like 40 minutes outside of it. I was born here and I grew up here until I was about 5, and then my parents got a divorce. So at around 5, 6 I went back to Scotland. Well, I never originally went, but I went to Scotland when I was 6 and basically grew up there for the rest of my life. Since then I've been back to Thailand maybe, I think twice, all pre-COVID. I think it was 2017, 2018 that I came back, but it's been a while since I've been back, almost 10 years. But why I'm coming back, or why I've came back, is to fulfill my military conscription duties. Like a lot of countries in the world, Thailand has military conscription, national service, like South Korea and a lot of European countries. Thailand has it as well, but it does it a little bit differently. I like to compare it to like the Hunger Games. It's pretty nuts. It's like a lottery ball system, so you go to the it's like a big event, and you go and there's a stage and there's like a machine that has balls flying around, and depending what colour of ball you pick, you either do nothing or you get conscripted. You have to do national service, and basically I think every man has to do this when they turn 21. I'm 24, so I've came pretty late to this. The reason why is because when you're 18 in Thailand, you basically need to declare that you're eligible to be drafted in advance for them doing the whole process when you turn 21. But when I turned 18, I was not in Thailand. So basically you get this document to say that you're eligible, and then you file it back to them. I wasn't here. I turned 18 on the 1st of March 2020. And if you remember, that's the very beginning of COVID. So there was literally no way I could have came and done that. There's no way. So they came, the military enrollment people, they came and queried about where I was, and my dad was like, yeah, he's not in the country, so I couldn't have done it at that time. I tried to get in contact with them through the embassy, but the embassy couldn't really help. It was unfortunate because basically the people at the Chumpon district office said I had to be there in person to tell them anything, which is ridiculous. I don't know why that was the case, but I tried to explain my situation to the embassy, but the embassy couldn't help, which was a bit annoying. But what can you do? But the issue was, after that, I started my university. So I did uni from about 2020 to 2025. So there was no way I was doing any sort of conscription during then. I tried to declare that I was studying to them, but again, I got the same answer, that I'd probably have to go in person and tell them that. At that point, I was breaking the law because I haven't announced anything to them. So that just wasn't happening until at least I finished my studies. Finished my masters. Now it came to a point where I was like, right, okay, I need to go do this, because I'm entitled to this. The house that I'm sitting in, I'm entitled to land. It's just a small bit of land around here, but that would all be thrown into question if I didn't do this military thing and basically sort it out, because I don't even know. I don't think I'd be entitled to citizenship or something like that. It was just something I wasn't really up for losing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, let's see what else. I needed to do it once again because of the house and stuff like that, and I did want, my future was in Thailand. I can't speak much Thai because obviously I left when I was really young, but it's a good place to come, and I really, really do love it. I've got lots of family out here, and I wanted to basically see them. I wanted to still have a life here, even if it meant doing the military thing. But yeah, that's why I'm here basically. I came here to do it. The plan was, because I've got a university degree, apparently if you volunteer instead of go through the whole lottery ball system, you can do it in 1 year instead of, if you get conscripted, it's 2 years via the lottery ball system. If you come here and volunteer, you can do it in 1 year. But because I've got a degree, that can shorten down to 6 months. So to me, that sounded alright. Ideally, I didn't want to do it, but of course I didn't want to do it. But 6 months didn't sound too bad, especially compared to the chance of 2 years. The second thing was, I didn't want to be illegal. I didn't want to break any laws and have any issues with the government in the future and any authorities. So that's the main reason why I came. When I got here, I came alone, and it was very overwhelming because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, I'll be honest. Luckily, I have some very, very, very helpful neighbours that live around West A here who remember me growing up, and they helped me a lot during the whole process. One of my neighbours, Pinook, shout out to Pinook, he helped loads with getting in contact with the military, because he's ex-military. He used to be a military policeman, and he basically got in contact with them for me. and yeah, I got here on March the 9th, and I think I managed to get in contact with them through him probably like a week into being here. Maybe not a week, just under a week. And eventually we managed to sort out a date to meet and explain, or like basically get the rundown of what's going to happen. And we got the meeting. It was around the end of March when we got the meeting with the military guy. And basically what they said to me was, it's fine, it's okay. Because Pinocchio explained my situation about COVID and then having to do with the studying. Luckily, thank God, they waived any sort of criminality associated with what I did. So they were like, it's fine, you're not breaking any laws anymore, now that you told us, and now that we know. So they basically said I could travel about Thailand freely and do what I wanted. I could own property and do all that stuff, and it's fine. As for actually doing the conscription process, he basically said it was a little bit too late in the year to do it. Normally stuff like this gets sorted at around December to February. There's no way, I had no idea that was the case. But now that he's basically said I'm not doing anything illegal, I think the situation's okay. I don't know if I'll have to do it in the future. He said he'd get back to me, the district office guy, the district official, but chances are I probably won't need to do it this year. In the future, we'll see. As long as I'm not breaking any more laws. He said the one caveat to the whole thing was that I wouldn't get the document to say that I've done the conscription process, which is what everyone gets when they do it and they go through the process. If you don't have this can be an issue if you're a Thai person and you want to, say, get a job in the government or get a proper job anywhere in Thailand that's by the books. It can be a bit of an issue, but given that I don't really speak that much Thai, I can't read that much Thai. This wasn't as much of an issue for me. I don't really plan to work here officially yet. So I don't think it's much of an issue, because he said that I can basically be self-employed in Thailand. It's just working for someone it might be an issue. So for now I think I'm alright. And if I ever do, I have to cross that bridge when it comes to it, which is my current line of thinking at the moment. But basically that took about 3 weeks to sort. So in the meantime, I've just been at the house, doing a lot of cleaning, which will be what this video is mostly about, because I've filmed a lot of the process of doing it. I'll bring out my laptop so I can go over it once again. This is just one take, so so I'm just going to talk over all the stuff that I've been doing. When I arrived to the house, it was in pretty bad nick. As you can see here, it's just not good. You can see everything going on. Everything's so overgrown. There's rubbish and just shit everywhere. My dad does not take good care of it, unfortunately. I mean, I get that he lives here alone and it's a big house, but the state of things it was beyond anything you could ever imagine. You can see the rubbish there, all over there. really overgrown. You can't even tell, but there's a drain that goes around the house. You can see here when we come around the back, but before, I bet you couldn't even tell there was one there. Hunters are rubbish. That's my dad's garden. That he grows stuff. He sells vegetables at the market. That's what he does. Yeah, just coming across. It's super overgrown when we got here. There's the water tank. It's just plastic bottles everywhere. There's the tent. See, when I got here, I didn't have a bed to sleep in. I stayed in a tent. Luckily I brought it from home, thank God. I had a feeling that it'd be in a bad nick, so I was like, right, I'll bring the hammock tent just in case with the bug net. And it came in useful for a few days. But it definitely wasn't particularly pleasant staying in it. Going upstairs. Here's the kitchen. Oh man, the kitchen's not great either. There's just so much shit everywhere. There's my dad there. Oh, there's stuff. Some old artwork. There's the bathroom. Turn the light on, it still works. That bathroom is so bad. Oh man, it's disgusting. Yeah, it's just a grime on the floor. It's just not been cleaned in years. Since we last came here, it's not been cleaned. Going back out, look at all the boxes and stuff, just rubbish. Hunters are rubbish. We're going upstairs. The upstairs wasn't as bad because my dad recently cleaned the living room. Well, cleaned isn't really the word. He swept and cleared some of the shit. But it's not as bad, at least here where I was standing. There's the middle section. Oh, it's really bad in there. That room with the white cloth was... I'll tell you the story later, but it's fucking terrible. Here's the living room. Living room's okay. It's dirty, but it's not like cluttered like downstairs. Here's my room. There's not a dead body in there, I promise, mate. That's just pillows underneath, underneath the But yeah, it wasn't in a good nick to stay in for a few nights. I had to clean it all out. It didn't look bad on this camera, but the floor was disgusting. Everything about it was horrible. Just dust and bug shit everywhere. Here's the balcony coming out. I hope you can understand how nice this was before we left. My mum had it in really, really good nick. But that's my dad's room. The balcony, just disgusting. Look at all the shit on it. That room, as I was saying before, I think there's a bat that lives in there, and you can't really see, but there is thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking bat shits in that room. It is disgusting. I'm scared to go in there, to be honest. I can't even face it. I've not even thought about trying to approach that. There's the bathroom, which is not in use, of course. But yeah, that was just a quick tour. Obviously the first thing that we had to do was go to the shop. There was no sort of appliances or anything like that to clean, so I had to go to the Lotus and get some stuff for me to start cleaning. At this point I was feeling super overwhelmed with the whole situation, especially going on with the military stuff, having nothing going on. I didn't really know where to start, so I just started with just binning stuff. That was the first thing that just came to mind. I had no idea. Mentally I was just frazzled at this point. So I just started binning stuff. cleaning up this wee bit that you saw coming in. There was just loads of shit there that just didn't have to be there. Could have just easily been in the bin, but it was just full of it. So I spent maybe an hour or so cleaning all that stuff up. Loads of bottles, loads of just random things. But you can see the before, all this stuff there, and then the after, looking a lot cleaner. But yeah, look at all the garbage bags. Quick side note, after maybe 2 or 3 nights in the hammock, my neighbour, PM, and her mother and father, Joy and A, let me stay at theirs for a few days, because they could probably tell that I was not having a good time in the hammock. There was no shower, nothing, mate. It was really, really rough. So they let me stay a few days in their flat, and PM, she's been so helpful this entire time. So if you're watching, thank you so much. But yeah, if it wasn't for their help, I don't think I could have getting over the hump of just getting everything done. So basically I stayed at theirs until I got my bedroom sorted. But at this point still, I wasn't really feeling great, but to make me feel better, I think Em and her husband, Kim, I forgot to say Kim, thank you very much as well. They took me to the beach. This was beautiful, this was a really nice day. You can see me standing there. Just a really nice spot on the beach. I was literally the only non-Thai there. It was sick. But we got food, and it's really nice, like, I don't know the word. It wasn't like a gazebo, it was like a built gazebo that stays there. I don't know what the word is, but it was really nice. You can see all there was a light display. These guys were sick. Got some good photos of them. But yeah. So when I started cleaning properly, I figured I really needed like an area where I could chill out. I feel like that was necessary for me, like a base, just to chill. So that was the first thing I did. It probably wasn't the best idea to do, because the area in which I like to sit is this balcony that you're seeing right here. Because obviously if I start here, this is ideally the last place you want to clean, because if you start out and move your way out, it means that the floor, you don't need to re-clean the floor every time water and stuff comes out, and you'd probably do this last if you were cleaning. But this was my favourite area to chill, and I just figured that I needed a place where I could comfortably sit with my shoes off and put my feet on the ground without it getting covered in just muck from the floor. So that's where I started. You can see here, this picture, this is what it looked like before. I don't know if you can see, but the dirt on the ground, you can just tell. Imagine wearing like no shoes there. Your feet would get covered in just shit. So the first thing I did was I had to get the hose from down there, connect up the long hose, pull it all up, and just get water going. But before you get the water on, you got to sweep, get all the big stuff off. That's the first thing you did. So you just go through a wee bit of sweeping just to get all the debris off before you can start. And then here you can see me on my hands and knees. I got this brush that you can get like big bits of stuff off. I started with that, just getting the first layer of muck off with this brush in between, and the small bits you can't get with your hands. There's the hose. And that was just the first thing you do. You get all that stuff off, get the first layer off, and then here you can see me on my hands and knees. I got the scrub here. Had a bit of a system see if you put if you can see here, I've arranged the hose in such a way that like the water comes out at the end, and it's hard to explain, but like the other bit of the hose that you see in front of me, that kind of stops the water, and it also kind of shows me where I'm at, so I don't get lost as I'm scrubbing, so I can just slowly move my way up with the water coming down. But yeah, it was just a matter of just getting on your hands and knees and scrubbing every inch over and over again, just like my mum did when we came last time when it was in a bad nick. Over and over and over, getting all between the banisters and stuff. In this clip you'll see it's probably a better system, so you can see me setting it up. I basically arranged it in like a circle. You get the water coming out the top, and then you can see it. It's good because it blocks the water in front of you, so you kind of get a better, it's like concentrated, you know what I mean? But yeah, just hands and knees, go over every surface twice because of how dirty it was. And yeah, I came all the way around the corner, did the corner. Here I'm doing the chair, got to clean the chair as well, can't forget. That's my chair I'm sitting on right now, because it was filthy as well, it was disgusting. But yeah, just a lot of cleaning. You can see the before picture, not looking very shabby, looking horrible actually. But after, you can tell, you can actually see the floor this time, there's no dirt, you can walk on it easily. There you go, there's the comparison. That's where I got up to. You can see it. But after that, I felt that, of course, I need to move on to the bedroom. Can't just stay at M's forever. At this point, I was at M's for, this is maybe the first or second day of staying there, so I couldn't stay there for too long. So I needed to get the bedroom organised. Chill spot first, and then the bedroom. As you can see, the bedroom, it doesn't look terrible, but the floor is not nice. There's dust everywhere, everything's manky. The first thing I did was I had to get and find some bed sheets in the back. After a bit of looking, I did manage to find some, as you can see, but you got to clean them because it just, even though they were in a box, they just stunk of that kind of old fabric smell. You know what I mean? When you don't, yeah, they just didn't smell good, so you had to clean them. Didn't have any hot water, no washing machine, so you just had to do it by hand. Took the bed off. Kind of a funny story with the bed, because there was a hole in it, some sort of insect or, I don't know, mice or something eating into the top of it. So there was a few holes in the top, and I was like, you know what, I don't even want this mattress. So me and my dad, we picked it up and we threw it over the edge of the banister. And it was only after, when we went downstairs, that we saw the other end of the mattress, and we kind of looked at each other and were like, I could have just flipped the mattress over and not thrown it out the window. But we managed to get it back up. It was a lot of effort. I don't know if any of you have ever tried and lifted a king size mattress, but that shit is heavy as fuck. Getting up the stairs, because of the way the stairs work, and there's like a small gap at the top, you couldn't just put it up vertically, it would get stuck at the top of the roof. So realistically, getting it back up was probably a 3 or 4 man job, but through iron will, we managed to get it up. It took a bit of ingenuity, it took a bit of thinking, but we did it, and it was a lot of effort, but we got it back up. So bit of a lapse in judgment by not thinking about flipping it, but this was all on the same night. This isn't the same day of actually cleaning the floor. This was a long day. I've got my head torch on cleaning the frame, but this was the last job of my night. That was a lot of effort. But yeah, you had to clean the frame. It was manky, covered in just who knows what. Here's the under mattress. Obviously I wasn't going to sleep in that mattress since I chucked it out the window, and I couldn't really clean it with water because it just would never dry, so I decided to just have a bunch of layers underneath to just kind of mask me from all the stuff that's on it. So here's me brushing the brushing one of the underlayers. Here's the plastic underlayer. That's me cleaning it with the thing, with the scrubber. I figured that I'd just put this on as well, just for an extra bit of added protection. No, not protection, but it just made me happy putting it on. Here's the pillow. I even cleaned the pillow because it just, again, it has that really dusty, horrible smell to it. And it's just something you don't really want to smell. Luckily, it was all plastic inside. It wasn't like feathers or anything like that, so I knew it'd be able to dry. As you can see here, I've just put out in the sun on the chair to dry. That took a long time to dry. That probably, even direct sun, took about 3 days to dry fully, but that's fine. In this next clip, I've taken out the cabinet. I'm just cleaning it here because it was just covered in shit once again, just like everything. Of course, hit it with the normal scrub first to get off all the big bits off, and then you hit it with the proper hand scrub, which really does clean it, getting every single bit of it. Not forgetting the back as well. That's me pouring water over the top as well because there were still wee bits of stuff on top. You want to do that after every wash because you can clean something with a scrubber, but if it just dries with all the wee bits on top, it's not clean in the end. So you gotta rinse it all off with water. Here's the coat rack. This thing's really old. It's all rusty and stuff. But I was just giving it a wee quick rinse. I don't think it's way too old. It's not really worth salvaging, so I just give it a wee quick rinse with the brush. But yeah. There we go. I've put the coat racks in the wash as well because it was minging, covered in all sorts of stuff. We ended up going back to the shop. I had to get some more supplies. I ran out of a lot of stuff. And on to actually clean the bedroom. As you can see, I've put wee things to absorb water so they don't seep into other rooms. There's some more towels there. This door does not work because there is no door handle. More towels. And yeah, you gotta hit it with a sweep, of course, to begin with, to get all of the actual debris out. You'd rather not mix that all in with water because that's just more effort to get rid of it. Clean the walls. There's lots of shit on the walls. Bugs and dead bugs and cobwebs and all that stuff. And then you start with the floor. Just start scrubbing. I got this brush. My hands and knees was fine, but I felt like I needed a proper brush. This one's quite good. It's got wee metal bristles and it's got water pusher on the end of it when you turn it around, so you can kind of combo it as to what you like. But it's just a matter of brushing every surface, just like the outside, over and over and over again. A little bit trickier this time because the water's indoors, so you need to make sure that you get the water back out, because if you ended up, there's no constant flowing water, so all the debris will stay there if you don't get the water out and then rinse and then get it out again and then rinse and get it out again. You don't want the debris to all sit in there because that means you've not really cleaned anything. As you can see here, my technique's getting a bit better. I've gone over it, each bit, meticulously, as you can see. You can see me using the back end of the brush to push the water. You don't want the water to seep in. You'd rather, on the left there's the door, so you'd rather push everything out the door as you move. Here's me pouring the water on. Got a bit hot, so I took my fucking taps off. There's my other water pusher. This one's okay. It doesn't work as well when you pull it back, like what I'm doing there. But if you're pushing forward, it's fine. I wish it worked both ways, but here's what it is. Should have got the more expensive one, to be honest. Then I'm gonna put my shirt back on. I figured just getting it wet instead is cooler, actually. That's me just working the other side, same again. Rinse and repeat. Pushing all the water out. That's my technique getting a wee bit better once again. Going over, keeping the water at bay. It really wanted to go into the bathroom for some reason. I think it was just angled that way, so I was constantly fighting against it going to the bathroom, the water flowing into the bathroom. But yeah, it was tiring work. A lot of work. And then I hit it with the mop afterwards. This mop instantly broke after buying it, brand new, which was really helpful. But I don't know, I just twisted it and it just broke. It ripped. I just heard a ripping sound and it just completely broke. So here's what it is. I'll probably just buy a normal mop next time instead of getting a gimmick one. But yeah, that's just, I had to hit it with the mop afterwards. Nonetheless, I even took the wooden, I don't even know what, it's like a curtain, I don't know what it is. It's a door cover, I don't know, the bamboo door cover. It was filthy, so I at least got some of the shit out by cleaning it like this. I'd just move it down ever so slightly and just get it section by section. Scrub it away. You can see the before and the after. Not gonna lie, the after, it doesn't look any better, but I can assure you it was much nicer. Here's me cleaning the bug net as well. I managed to find a bug net, but once again it smelled horrible, so I had to put it through the wash. Once again, hand wash, because we don't have a washing machine. Or the washing machine broke, should I say. It does not work anymore. We used to have a washing machine a long time ago. But the hand washing isn't too bad. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't take very long. Here's me making the bed. You can see I've got layers upon layers to get me away from the manky mattress. The mattress isn't terrible, but ideally not like it being near me when I'm sleeping on it. I've got this piss yellow fucking cover. That's the only one I could find. And this was the moment of truth. Was it the right size? I didn't check before. Thank God. And yeah, after making the bed and putting the bug net up, I just moved all the stuff back in and unpacked, and this was the final product. It's not much. I got my fan there and stuff. Didn't have a light. I had to use a fucking book light in the meantime. There's my Scotland top up. That's the evil room that I hate. Constant reminder. Seeing it every day. But yeah, this is the setup. It's not too bad. It looks a bit better now because I've got some pictures and stuff up. But yeah, it just meant that I didn't need to stay at M's any longer. I felt like I ended up staying there for about 5 or 6 nights. So really appreciate the hospitality and letting me stay. But yeah, the bedroom was ready, and it was alright. It wasn't too bad. After that, I moved on back to the chill area. If you could see from the videos before, you can tell I didn't touch the banisters because that was another job completely. But I just decided that I would hit the banisters. As you can see in these photos, they are not very nice to look at. It's just years upon years of just debris that's just stuck into it, you know. And this by far was probably the hardest thing that I did, and I didn't even get. I only did what I did with the floor that I did in one day. This took about 3 days, and the banister is really, really tricky. That stuff does not come out. So the first thing I did, of course, was just get all the big bits of debris off, as usual. And then we had to soak it once again. And these things, I don't know what it is that's stuck to these banisters, but it is horrible. This stuff just goes in my clothes and does not come out. No idea what it is. It's orange stuff that comes off it, but it's a lot of work to get off. But it's just a matter of just scrubbing every single surface. And it's tricky because a lot of the time the hand scrubber doesn't fit underneath the edges and underneath the banisters and stuff like that because it's too large. So I bought a toilet brush, a brand new toilet brush, and I just used that to get in between the small bits where I couldn't get with the brush. That worked fine, to be honest. It wasn't great, but that's all I had. That's all I could do. But you can see how much stuff's coming off it, pouring water over the top. But it was a lot of work. I had to get over the top, underneath, front, back, all around. At some points I ended up using the actual big brush to get stuff off the top because it was just easier. You get more leverage with that. Here's me taking a wee quick break. Got some of these fish snacks. You can get them back home in Scotland, but these ones are different. These ones are like, I don't know, got a little bit more to them. These are good. I love them. Absolutely loaded with protein, mate. It tastes unreal. The spicy ones, get the spicy ones. They're the best. The red ones are so good. Also got these Vita soy. God, I love the Vita soy. It tastes so much better here than back home for some reason. I don't know why. It's the same company, but it just tastes better. I got the wheat flavour ones. I think it's wheat. I don't know, barley. I'm not sure, but unreal. Love that shit, man. So good. And then back to it, just scrubbing away. But the amount of time it takes just to get one singular square done is ridiculous. It takes so long. It takes such a long time. You can see here, that's the before, that's what it looked like before, and that's what I got it to afterwards. Looks like a completely different thing, doesn't it? Here's me I've never actually opened or tried gotten inside a coconut before. I just figured shaving off the top was the best course of action. All I had was a knife. So my method was just to shave off the top until it got to a point, and then just stabbing a hole through the top. And it actually worked. As for the meat, I didn't get into the meat unfortunately inside, but I was thirsty, so I just wanted I just wanted the water. Luckily I had a spare straw from 7-Eleven in my bag. And yeah, that was nice. Young coconut water is the best. So good. Back to cleaning. This was my first day over of the banister, and in doing so I just got all that orange stuff I was talking about before once again back onto the floor. This is what I was talking about before, about the fact that it was a bad idea to do the floor first, because when you're cleaning everything else, all the shit just gets back on the floor, so you end up having to clean the floor again, unfortunately. Not as hard. I don't have to clean it as hard as I did the first time, but still got to clean it again because I got shit all over it, so bit of a nightmare, but here's what it is. Just more cleaning the floor. As you can see in the background, I've got the Scottish flag back out. Blown in the wind, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? But yeah, a lot of scrubbing. And that was only for like that wee bit. See, before on the left, you look to the left of the screen, that's basically where I got up to. and the rest of it still had to be done. So there's me pushing the water off. There you go. Now that I had my new water pusher. In this video, see, I cut my hand, cut it a belt on it. I was trying to sharpen. I was trying to sharpen something to cut weeds out the back, but I just ended up scalping my hand, mate. But yeah, I knew at that point. I think this was like day 5 of doing stuff, and that was my time to take a break. So I took the day off the day before. But as you can see, the day after, I'm back at it, man, cleaning this balcony. It's a very, very slow process. But yeah, here's some before pictures. Eventually got it all done. You can see, as you've seen before, and here's the after. Looks better with the Scotland flag as well, doesn't it? Yeah, you can see the comparison between the two. And yeah, I think the chill area is looking a lot better now because of that. So I was pretty pleased with that. Meanwhile, we were lighting the bonfire to get rid of all the leftover garbage that was lying around. Felt like that was the best thing to do. Need to be careful though with the bonfire. You need to do it in a day that's not windy, because you don't want to start a forest fire, especially when it's like this and in March time it's been so dry. You need to be really careful. But we burnt a lot that day. It was good. We got a lot of stuff out of the way. M took me to a concert as well. It was really good actually. Carabao. It's a big Thai band. I didn't realise how big they were. I checked in Spotify. They have like 3 million plays a month or something like that. It's crazy. They were class though, to be fair. And there was probably about, I don't know, maybe like 500 people there. 300 to 500 people there. And I was the only person who was not Thai, or not fully Thai. It was crazy, mate. There were so many people. And I stuck out like a sore thumb there. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was really good. You can see here. It was nice. They had a bunch of food and stuff. We sat at like tables and stuff like that, and you get fed food. It's really, really good. Those are like in concerts in the UK. There's no tables, nothing, mate. You just go up. It's just a giant arena where you stand. But here, there's a table for everyone. Everyone's got like a ticket. You go and sit where you're allocated, and you get given food all night, and you get given alcohol and drinks and stuff like that. It's good, man. Really, really accommodating. And you can go up to the front and dance if you want. But yeah, after that, I wanted to get rid of the gutters, the drain that I was talking about before, all the foliage in the drain. You can see here, you can't even tell there's a drain there. You can see as well, you literally can't tell, there's just so much stuff there. But yeah, that tool that I'm using right there, that's the one I cut my hand on trying to sharpen. But it was a pretty good wee method I had going. If you just cut off all the vines with this thing, I don't even know what to call it. It looks like a scythe. It's like a miniature scythe, but it worked better. You cut the vines. You cut everything attaching themselves to the rocks and stuff like that. And then you get a big rake, and you essentially just pull everything that's unattached out of the gutter. It takes a lot of work because of how much shit that's there, you can tell. But I ended up just dumping it over the side. It's a lot of work. You can see how much is coming out of that there. Of course it gets tangled afterwards, so it's a nightmare to try and get off, but this was the best method I could come up with. It was the only method that I could come up with. It didn't require me getting in there, getting my hands absolutely filthy, covered in all sorts of shit. You can see me just pulling it all. Look at the size of that one I just pulled out. There's plastic stuff in it as well. It was horrible. Tried to separate as much as I could, but obviously some of it gets away. There's not much you can do. This bit here, pulling this one out. It was quite satisfying though. It's quite a satisfying job getting like a really, really big chunk out. Looks like a lot of work, but this method is actually pretty quick. Didn't take very long. Getting it all cleaned. Oh, you can see how much dirt comes out of that one. Look at the size of this one. Oh, that was heavy, that one. That was really, really heavy. But yeah, just more the same. Moving up, same method. I got better at it this time. Cutting away from myself, using leverage to cut it, as opposed to the first time where I was just kind of winging it. This method was much better, to be honest. More efficient, got more cut and less swings. Same again though. This angle's not great, to be honest. You can't really tell what I'm doing, unfortunately, but you already saw from before. It's the same method of just pulling it all out and getting it all out, essentially. You can see the befores, after. Look at that. You can see what a difference it made, and that didn't take relatively long, which was good. Before, after, looks completely different. This was the other one I ended up doing. This is round the front. I didn't get video of it for some reason. I just wasn't thinking. But you can't even tell. There's a drain there, and here's the after. Completely different. What a difference. But yeah, after that I moved on to the living room. I figured I know I have an area I can chill here, but I wanted an area that I could go at night time and stuff like this, because this spot's good where I'm sitting right now, but at night time it's not as good, because and especially throughout the day, if there's lots of mosquitoes out and stuff like that, it's not ideal. So I wanted a wee spot in the living room. I wanted the living room to be nice. Also the fact that I was just too scared to approach the bathrooms a bit at this point. But the living room was a lot of work. You can see all the stuff that's in the shelves and stuff. Hundreds of stuff. All of that had to come off. Here's this video. You can see all the dust close up in this one. But I didn't want to throw a lot of it out. I wanted to keep a lot of this stuff because it's a lot of my mum's stuff, and I want to keep that. Look at the floor. It's covered in just shite. I don't even know what that. Yeah, I don't know. That was when I moved the couch. So as usual, gotta head out with the sweep to get all the big bits out. You can see I've kind of developed a bit of a meta here when it comes to cleaning. I've moved everything, moved the stuff over there to give me a bit of space so I can clean this area, one area at a time. The first thing I did, I focused on getting everything off the shelves and cleaning everything that was off the shelves. I just got a wee basket of books and stuff like that. I was just brushing all the dirt off. I didn't want to use any water in the books or anything like that, because I figured that just end up ruining them. So I was just gonna give them a scrub. They were just covered in like debris and bug shit. It wasn't really that big a deal. Dried bug shit, so it wasn't terrible. Don't worry. But I improved my methods. As you can see, before I was sitting on the ground and just getting shit everywhere when I cleaned it. This time I just did it off the banister. I don't know why I didn't do that from the start, but this was much better because it just meant everything came off the edge instead of going back onto the floor, which I'd have to clean again. But yeah, it was just one by one. All these books, just cleaning them, getting all the stuff off them, all the dirt, everything on them. There's the fully gutted shelf. That took a long time actually because it's deceptively held a lot of stuff, as you can see. There's so many books. And there was drawers underneath as well, which I did not realise until the very last moment. There's me moving everything off. There's a lizard there. But yeah, that's all this stuff behind it. There's all the books, and there's everything that was in the drawers below. Here's me cleaning I got the ladders out so I could clean the top. There's the top, it's disgusting, it's covered in shit. But as you know, at this point, you've got to use the brush to get all the big bits off. For some reason I wasn't thinking very straight here, because after getting all the big bits off, I decided to hit it with the water. What I should have done was that I got all the big bits off and then sweep again and then water, but for some reason I just wasn't thinking. I should have known better. But just a matter of scrubbing it. Once again, more scrubbing. Scrub. But the debris here was not good. All the stuff on the floor. Oh, here's me using the end of the brush to get the water off the top. I needed it to dry quicker so I could get everything back on it, if you know what I mean, so I had to get the water off it. And again, I cleaned it, but there's still lots of debris in it, so you have to get the water off, or else it would just dry and all the shit will still be there. Just cleaning behind. It was a bit of a ball ache because I didn't brush before, so there was a lot of stuff, a lot of just debris mixed with water. Not ideal. I'll do better next time though. And here's the quick floor clean. I didn't go crazy with the floor clean because I knew I'd have to do it again after, but it was just a wee quick one to get all the debris out. When I was cleaning, a lot of the stuff splattered on the wall, so I had to end up cleaning the wall a wee bit afterwards. A lot of dirty water went on the wall. That's okay. As we moved all the stuff and everything's back on, it's looking a lot cleaner. It looks the exact same, to be honest, on the video, but I'm sure you can imagine it was a lot cleaner. Moving on to the next shelf. This one didn't have as much stuff on it, but it was bigger, so it was a little bit more effort to clean. But it was just more of the same, just getting all the dust off the books. There's loads of CDs. I figured that it would be easy enough to just get a damp cloth of the CDs and clean them. So it's just one by one, just cleaning every single one. Here's the shelf gutted. It was much bigger than the other one. There's some stuff there that I've put in the bed. And there's more stuff. And there's the CDs and all that. This is me moving it to see what's behind. And as you can imagine, it's not nice what's behind. Put the light on for you. Just all sorts of rubbish, bug shit, anything you can imagine. Once again, I think we all know what's going to happen. Gotta get all the debris off. This time, This time I learned my lesson from the day before. I brushed up all the debris, which did in fact make things much easier. Much easier. Look at all the stuff that comes out as well. 100 of it. Look at that big pile of stuff. Ew. And then once again, just going up, using the ladders to get every single bit and clearing it. Got the scrubber out for this one, because this is what properly cleans it. Around. Use the toilet brush once again to get into the spots that you can't get with the big scrubber. The toilet brush works really well actually for that purpose. And once again, I'll say it again. It is a new toilet brush. Don't worry. It is not an used toilet brush. Loads of water, as much water as you can, just to get all the debris off. As I said before, you need to get all that off. Using the cloth as well. You can run your hand over it when you're cleaning it to still feel wee bits, so the cloth is good for just getting it off, getting those last wee bits off. This is me getting behind, giving the floor a big scrub. Getting all the dust. Like I found some Jean Jock wee lizard eggs. Chucked them out into the grass. I'll have a chance to survive, but not on my fucking shelf. This is me just pouring the water in, getting everything out, getting all the debris out, water on the ground, and then you scoop, just push the water out over the edge. And this is me just putting everything back on the shelf, one by one, bringing everything back on, stacking it as it looked before. And this is it, final product. Again, looks the exact same as it did before, but I can assure you it's much cleaner than it was before. Here's the other one, looks good. Nothing left outside. Here's the couch. Ended up having to throw the couch comes in two, ended up having to throw the other one out because I think a rat or a mouse or something burrowed through it, and there's two massive holes kicking out the other side, so we're down to half a couch unfortunately for this one. But here's all the pillows, taking the sheets off, and you have to clean the sheets because they smell so dusty and horrible, just like we did with the bedroom sheets. That water as well, I'll just say it was manky. It was disgusting. I've never seen water that brown. Can't really clean this unfortunately. I can only really scrub it. I can't really risk getting it wet or else it'll never dry. So you can see the dust coming off it though. There was loads of just shit in it, unfortunately. Look at the dust. Oh my god. It's okay though, I'll put a cover over top. I think I moved on to the floor at this point while the covers dried. As you know, you've got to get the debris off first with the brush, and then once again it's just a matter of scrubbing. Got pretty good, but at this point I was quite good at it. I was efficient with the water. I wasn't making a mess. So it took a lot less time than the bedroom did because I was better at it. As you can see, I'm pushing the water in this clip. I'm just pushing the water over, transferring it to the next square. And then eventually pushing it out the door. Moving on to the next squares, you can see I've kind of got the water from before that has soap in it, so it's a good method. It's just sitting there ready to be scrubbed. Obviously I put more water on as well on top, but yeah, it's not a bad system. And eventually that water will get pushed out with all the debris. Just water, much water as you can, loads of water. And here's me pushing out the big bits, and then it's going out the door. There we go. And another angle of the same old, same old. I think we all know what's going on at this point. More of the same. Lots of work. Here's me closing, getting on the end. That's me pushing the big bucket of water just to push it all out. This bit's quite satisfying, getting it all out. And then you push it with the mop afterwards, the sweeper. More of the same. So yeah, I've done this in much quicker time, like I said before, in the bedroom, because I was getting better at it, which is nice. And then the big spray, look at that, dumping all the water on top. And this is the last bit, I think. Getting it all out, all out, all out, all out. And now, with everything dried, I moved on to making the half couch. Got that sheet that was black brown before, it was horrible. Nice and clean-ish, as clean as it's going to get, to be honest, without a washing machine. And I'm just putting it over top, since I've not really been able to properly clean the couch. I've only been able to get all the dust and muck off. I'm just going to put a wee layer on top. I think it'll feel a bit better when I'm sitting on it. But yeah, that just makes me feel better. Switched it around at the end, I think it fit a little bit better this way. This is me just making the pillows. Not very interesting. But you can see there's another one. This is the final one. Lots of effort. Long day. But you know what? I had a well-earned sit down. I felt like I deserved it. Oh. And that couch is where I edited the video. I felt like I needed a place like that I can just chill and edit and do stuff like that. Do anything on the computer. It's fine out here, but it's better than that couch. But yeah, this is how much cleaning I've done so far. I've been here for almost a month, nearly a month now. You would have thought I've done more, but I've just been a lot of the time was used doing the military stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, for now I'm just going to be here for the next 2 months, I think, just working away. I'm going to clean as much as I can. I'll face the bathroom soon. I think it's either going to be the bathroom or the kitchen. That'll be my next mission. But I think I'm going to get to it soon. I need to hype myself up for that, because it's really not nice. It's not in a good state. But for now, I'm going to wait. My girlfriend is coming. My girlfriend Jess is coming in June. So I'm really excited for that. And I think when she comes, we're gonna travel about much, have a good time. But for now, I'm not doing much. I'm saving my money. I'm gonna waste my money when Jess comes, I think. For now, I'm just trying to get by. The current fuel situation isn't great. I've got a working car, my mum's old car. It works. There's some issues with the clutch, but other than that, it's okay. But the current ongoing fuel situation because of the Iran war is not ideal. Basically, I'll just say this: the price of fuel was 30 baht, just under 30 baht per litre. I think it's per litre, or is it per gallon? I'm not sure. You know what I mean. Just under 30, and now it's at nearly 50. It's almost doubled in price because of the whole situation. I think Thailand's super reliant on the on any sort of fuel that comes out of the Strait of Hormuz, so it's not ideal. I think the government's trying to do something about it, but I don't know. So it's not really worth my time to be driving about at the moment, especially because of the price of fuel and because of the clutch that doesn't. There's a bit of some issues with it. So for now, I'm just going to be chilling here. It's pretty boring, I'll be honest. I've already got that kind of cabin feverish feeling about it. But I've just been keeping myself busy. Been reading a lot. Been reading this Anthony Bourdain book. Really, really good. I think this is his first book, Kitchen Confidential. I stole it off Jess. Really good. I started it only a few days ago, and I'm already like 300 and something pages in, 309 pages in. And I'm not a reader as well. I don't really read that much, but that book is really, really good. I've been journaling, and I've been making this video. But I'm just trying to keep myself busy at the moment. Trying to enjoy it, but it's hard when the house is not very nice and you're out here alone. I'm with my dad, but my dad's not really the best to communicate with, you know what I mean? So definitely miss everyone back home. If you're watching anyone, I really miss you. I hope everything's okay in Scotland, and I hope the weather gets better, because I've been checking the weather daily and it looks fucking rough. It's April, it's the 5th of April, and you guys are still basically in winter, second winter. It's ridiculous. I'd be raging if I were you. I'd be so raging if I was in Scotland. If it makes you feel any better, it's been nothing but sunny here. I'm just kidding. It's too hot. I'll be honest, it's way too hot here. It's March is the hottest time, and it has been nothing but sun for the past 3 weeks. We've had I'd say about 15 minutes of rain in the last 3 weeks. It sounds great, but oh my god, if any of you have ever been to Thailand, it's unbearably hot when it's like that. So it's kind of the opposite issue I'm having here, if that makes you feel any better. But yeah, I'm just waiting on Jess to come, and then we can go travelling. Got a lot of plans for when we go travelling. Get the car up and running. We can drive about the coast near Chumpon and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really, really good time. And if any of you have made it this far in the video, I really, really appreciate you watching. To all the friends back home, I miss you. And I hope everything is going well. I'm doing fine. I'm just really bored. So you don't have to worry about me. And I don't think I'll have to do the military this year. I don't think so. So thanks again so much if you've watched this far, and I hope you have a lovely day.